principal of this awesome educational institution we call Kawananakoa Middle School. I am so honored to serve you as your principal, and I look forward to meeting all of you new parents, and especially all of you new incoming sixth graders. And I understand we might have some new seventh graders and some new eighth graders. Before we start our meeting, I'd like to uh, announce that we are going to be recording it, as Vice Principal Lee had stated, and that's for future use for some parents and students who didn't have the opportunity to log on at this meeting. So we're going to start the recording. Okay, so again, welcome. I'm going to go over the, all right. So what we're going to do next is go over some introductions. And first off, I'd like to introduce Vice Principal Dr. B.B. Davis, Vice Principal Brandon Lee. We don't have our counselor yet. He's trying to come on, but our sixth grade counselor, his name is Mr. Fujigami, or Jared Fujigami, and he will be working with our new sixth graders as well as their parents. We have our seventh grade counselor, Mrs. Santiago. We have an eighth grade counselor, Mr. Connie. So Mr. Fujigami just texted me and he said he's on. So we should be able to see him soon. In case you're wondering what your counselor looks like, he's very handsome. So you're very lucky. All right. Next up, I'd like to introduce our new academic and curriculum coordinator, Miss Ria Lula. Thank you. And then we also have our PCNC, our Parent Community Network Coordinator, Mr. Austin Choi. So when you see the weekly blast, or you have a time to go and look at our awesome website, he is the reason why it's like the way it is. He does an awesome job, and he looks for ways to incorporate our parents. So parents, you have any questions for him, you can email him. All right, next up, he is not here today, but we have our registrar, Mr. Eric Oumi. Also, our student services coordinator, Mr. Matt Billingsley, is not here as well, but you'll meet him soon enough. And then our PTSA president, Ms. Amanda Miyatake, is not here, but in her place, representing our PTSA, we have James Kaita. I saw him earlier. Is he on? Yeah. So James, oh, okay, good. James is here. I see you. And also Mr. Fujigami. Thank you. All right, moving on. I'd like to talk a little bit about our vision, Kana'au Me Ke Aloha, which translate into knowledge and wisdom with compassion. You know, as a Kawananakoa educator, we all believe in this. We actually reviewed it these past 2 days to make sure that we are all on the same page with our wisdom. And the main thing that came out of the feedback was compassion. Compassion, especially for our students, your children, because of the situation we're in, the distance learning that they had to go through last year and half of the other year before that. We understand, and we are ready for you, and we are going to meet all of your needs, hopefully. We're going to do that in a lot of ways, and we're going to be sharing how we're going to meet your needs at the throughout this slideshow. All right. Okay, so I'd like to move on to our mission. The faculty, staff, and families of Kawananakoa Middle School are committed to helping and guiding students to develop their fullest potential in becoming productive, contributing members of society. That is our mission, and we want to develop and meet the needs of all of our students as best as we can. And we're going to show you what our plan is and how we're going to meet the needs of our students. Here at Kawananako, we celebrate our core values, which is our 3 R's: respect, responsibility, and resilience. Respect, caring for self, caring for others, and caring for our environment, our surroundings. Responsibility, being accountable for your own actions. And resilience, overcoming or coping with challenges in your life. And we're all resilient. And proof of that is, we're going through COVID. And with that said, we're all here, we're all healthy, and we're all ready to contribute to your children. So our staff is resilient, our faculty is resilient, and our students are resilient, and our parents are resilient. All right. Talk a little bit about our school history. Our school was established in 1927. Soon our 100-year anniversary is going to happen. That's exciting. We became a middle school in 1999, and we are fully accredited by the Western Association of Schools and Colleges, or WASC, since 2000. Last 6-year accreditation was granted in 2018, so our new 6-year WASC visit will happen in 2025, so it's coming up. All right, for our title, or our demographics, excuse me. So this year we have approximately, and it changes from day to day, 600 students. Of those 600 students, 225 students are sixth graders. 145 students are seventh graders, and 230 students are eighth graders. And our feeder schools include Nu'uanu Elementary, Paoa Elementary, Mae'emae Elementary, Lanakila Elementary, Kauluela Elementary, and Royal Elementary. Now to share with us our Title I status and information about what Title I is our Vice Principal, Brandon Lee.
Hi, thank you, Principal Victor. Just wanted to share with everybody that here at Kawananako, have we are a Title I school. We are awarded money from the federal government, and it is a percentage of our students that qualify for free and reduced lunch. So approximately 48% of our students did qualify for free and reduced lunch last year, even though the state had provided free breakfast and lunch for all students at any public school. To help Kawananako continue that Title I status, which provides, again, funds and extra monies to support our teachers and students learning in the classroom. I ask that you guys still fill out that free and reduced lunch application through this website down on the bottom, and we'll share this PowerPoint with you guys as soon as we are done with our presentation today, which will allow you guys access to log into the website and to sign up or submit the free and reduced application form. And again, this will greatly help our school receive additional funding. And again, the intention of Title I monies is to ensure that all of our students have those extra experiences, and we ensure highly qualified teachers that are in the classrooms that can utilize these monies to provide supplemental supports for our students. It incorporates effective practices and allows for professional development. Yeah, we just had a professional development today, which provides insight to how we will better support our students transition back from this past year and a half of COVID and back to 100% face-to-face learning. It also, again, supplements programs such as Team Biz, iExcel, and math and other social studies, science programs that we have. And we do the Title I requirements does ask for an increase of parent involvement and parent engagement, which we have our PCNC that will be speaking about it a little bit later as well. Up next, knowing that we had experience or was still in this time of COVID, we want to take that into consideration along with guidance from Department of Health and our Department of Education about how we are creating a safe learning environment for our students to return. And again, not only our students, but all faculty, staff, community members that may come onto our campus. So just some highlights as we move forward, and to include with this these highlights, opening school year informative document will be sent out as well to provide a little bit more details about how we are meeting the safe health and safety guidelines to ensure a safe transition back for all of our students. Yeah. So one, mask should be worn at all times, of course, except eating or drinking water. We highly encourage the COVID-19 vaccination, but again, that is each family's decision how they want to proceed with that. We will try to enforce the physical distancing. Well, we do provide physical distancing in the classroom, but then we ask that students stay 6 feet apart outside of the classroom, especially during those unstructured times of recess and lunch. Yeah, our teachers, counselors, administrators are out there always providing the reminders to our students about health and safety for themselves and for their peers. So we're always continuously circulating our campus to ensure that they are following these guidelines as well. We also have our student pathways that are in one direction, so up one stairwell, down the other, one entrance into the classroom and one exit, so they're not crossing paths. We have sanitizer stations in the classroom and around campus, in our cafeteria, within our buildings as well. And we highly encourage students to wash hands frequently, as a general hygiene routine as well. Most of you guys should be familiar with this if you guys have attended a public DOE school last year, but this is the daily wellness check that we highly advocate for to do a self-check at home. Yeah, if you notice that your child or even yourself, as you bring your child to school, if you're aware that, or you have notice these symptoms, we highly advise that you call your pediatrician or your doctor, PCP, to kind of seek guidance and see if it is safe for you to bring your child to school or have your child attend school, just keeping the health and safety in mind for all.
Mr. Lee, might I add something too, please, to that?
Sure.
So at our school, on every entrance door, one is to enter a classroom and one door is used to exit. We have a self-check for checklist for COVID symptoms that we have our students review and do a self-check. So if they're feeling any of the symptoms, they need to let their teacher know, and then they will be sent to the health room to check to see what are the next steps. So we are teaching our students how to just check quickly for the symptoms in case they're not feeling well when you drop them off, but maybe they felt okay and then they're not feeling well when they're at school. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you for that, Principal Victor. Right now, I'm going to invite VP Davis to share our next parts.
Right. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Vice Principal Lee and Principal Victor. So middle school mindset. So at Coanacoa Middle School, we want to help our students transition smoothly from elementary school to our middle school get the best education, and also social and emotional welfare taken care of, and then have a nice smooth transition to high school so they can become successful, not just successful students, but later on successful citizens. We do address the needs of all our students. We look at their physical, we help them enhance their physical, emotional, social, and intellectual abilities and welfare. Next, please. Okay. At our school, we have what's called the advisory or the middle school concept, which is the advisory system. And so pretty much what it entails is that we have advisories, and in that advisory, pretty much students are in small groups and teams, and so they work together with their advisor. And so the role of the advisor is pretty much to advocate for the student and to help the students through their adolescence so that they can be successful. Next slide, please. Right. And so even bigger at middle school, you know, why family is very important, but when kids come to school and at this adolescent age, it's like all about peers, and peers rule, right? And so the peer relationships are important. The peers pressure will begin, and it might define who they are and what they, you know, what contribution they may make or have on the world. But also don't forget that family, you're there to also guide our students, and we at ACOA and NACOA will also help to guide our students in a positive direction. So what do they need from us? So we all need to provide opportunities for them to self-reflect and have goals, and also always positively try to help them with positive reinforcement and lead them in the right positive direction. Next, please. All right. So while they're getting a good education, they need a lot of guidance also, because this is the critical time when their bodies are physically changing. Okay. So they do need from us a lot of health and wellness guidance. So as our middle schoolers, their adolescents, their brain is start growing more. Okay. And this does impact our children, right? It impact their thinking, their behavior. And so for us to help them develop a healthy brain, we need to always try to provide positive reinforcement, help them to think positively, and also sleep. 8 hours sleep is very important every night. All right. And also lots of hormonal change, and then with the brain as it develops, so at this stage their prefrontal cortex of their brain is not so developed, so that is why sometimes the amygdala part of the brain kind of they rely on that, and that is why sometimes you find middle schoolers when they get to this age, our students, our children will tend to be a little bit more impulsive, emotional, because that part handles it until they get a little bit older. So they do need a lot of support from us to help guide them through the middle school age. Okay, thank you. Next. All right. And then so they have tendency to exaggerate, and that's because of that part of the brain that's called amygdala, where it's like deal with emotions mostly. Okay, so their emotions are very real. Okay, they're not sometimes they're not drawing. Okay, and what they need from us is listen, step back, reflect on the comments and actions, and then keep things positive, shifting to being more, so because this is that stage they're shifting to being more independent also. Right, thank you. Next slide. Right, and I will invite I think Vice Principal Lee, it's yours again.
Sure. Thank you, VP Davis. And as Principal Victor has shared earlier, we have multiple ways to engage your children to ultimately enhance their success. Due to COVID and some of the restrictions that we are still currently following, some of these activities that we normally would have may still happen, but under different guidance. Yeah, so I did want to put that out there first before we go through this section. But then, like I said, here at Kawana Nakoa, we do whatever we can for our students and ultimately ensure they're successful. Yeah. So we do engage with them in challenging curricula in all content areas, and then also within our electives. We, like I was sharing earlier, we provide many opportunities. They can problem solve, use their critical thinking skills, use those hand-on type learning experiences through these various types of activities. And again, due to COVID, some may occur, some may not, and there might be, everything may just look differently this year. We do have special interest sports, club type activities, coaches, and mentoring by our faculty member. And some may look like through these various types of activities. And again, I just want to put that out there that some of these activities may or may not happen due to COVID, yeah. Here are just some photos in the past about how we want to build teaming and that whole sense of belonging here at Kawana Nakoa. We do understand that there's various interests from all of our students, and we do try our best to provide opportunities for them to engage in what they're interested in. More pictures of activities we've had in the past. And here are some other type of activities, like we have mentorships with our music programs. We typically have career job shadowing opportunities and community service within our school. At this point, can I invite Principal Victor to share the partnership we have with our parents?
Yes. So parents, we're asking for your help, and we know you're trusting us with the most valuable thing in your life, and that's your children. And we know that you are willing to work with us as partners to make sure that your child's experience here at Kawana Nakoa is a very good one, a successful one that will ultimately prepare them for high school and even further into college and career. So we're asking that you be a partner with us, and we are also asking that you reinforce the school rules consistently with as behaviors might occur. We also are asking that you support regular attendance. We know at this age, a lot of them like to sleep in. I know adults are teenagers at heart, and they like to sleep in a lot, but we gotta get them up. We gotta be consistent. No, not tired. Tired is not an excuse. You gotta get your education. So make sure they get up. They have a good breakfast. If not, we provide breakfast at our school for them, and they're ready to learn. Also, take an interest in your child's learning. A lot of the learning is very different from when you went to school or later on, even later than that, when I went to school. It's very different. And it may be hard to understand, but what is good is that if you don't understand it, asking them to explain it to you is even more powerful sometimes than showing them how to do it. That might increase their knowledge. All right. Also, we're asking that you monitor your child's progress on Infinite Campus, in the school planners, and some of our teachers are going to be using Google Classroom to do their assignments. They're going to have it listed for you because a lot of our parents are, eager to help, but they just don't know what the assignments are. We're going to have ways for you to look on your computer and check up what is due and what is coming up ahead. Communicate with us as administrators, communicate with your teachers. I know our teachers are very busy, but if you let us know, we can set up a conference to meet with them either virtually or face to face. Also, please be kept informed of what's going on at our school. We have a lot of activities, a lot of things that come up that we might not have communicated because it was such a short notice. So we do have our weekly blast that I mentioned. Our PCNC sets out every Friday. We have an awesome website where all of the information is updated. So just stay informed. That's two ways that you can be updated with what's going on at our school, and also support school activities. We have a lot of activities normally, but as Vice Principal Lee had shared, due to COVID, a lot of our activities are restricted, but we're gonna try and move on. And as many activities that we can provide for you and for your children will happen if it is allowed. All right, some general information. Absences. If your child is absent, please call the schools prior to 9 a.m. Otherwise, you'll get a call that's automated and it's gonna report that your child has not come to school, and if you are aware about it. So please, before 9 a.m. Homework policy, it kind of varies from teacher to teacher, but generally homework may be requested for excused absences and can be picked up after 3 o'clock in the front office prior to pickup. Please call ahead of time because our teachers teach throughout the day until 2 o'clock. So it's really hard for them to pull away and create lessons or Xerox papers for your child and all that stuff. So make sure you call early so we can get the message to them in a timely manner. And off-campus passes. If a student needs to go off campus for an appointment, say a dentist appointment or a medical appointment, just please call the office. And then when you come to pick up your child, we'll give them a pass, which can be written out for them in case you guys get stopped by a police and, hey, why isn't your child at school? You can show them the pass and then they'll let you go. Okay, our bell schedule. For those of you who had children at our school before, this was our old bell schedule that we used prior to COVID. This is what the bell schedule is going to look for come day one of school, on Wednesday when everybody comes to school. So pretty much there's 5 periods a day and the periods rotate. If you notice, on Monday, period 1, then there's period 2, 3, 4, and then period 5. And then on Tuesday it goes 6, and it just goes like that across the board in rotation. We do have 2 lunches. First lunch is for the 6th graders, and then the second lunchtime is for 7th and 8th graders for the first semester. And then second semester, it switches. The first lunch will be for our 7th and 8th graders, and then the second lunch will be for our 6th graders. That provides 2 things. One is, of course, for our 6th graders to get assimilated to everything and build those relationships that they need within with each other, and kind of lets them just, transition slowly. And the other reason is because it allows for more students to eat in the cafeteria, especially with the spacing that is required now. This will allow for the students to eat in the cafeteria. If the cafeteria does not provide enough space for our students within the COVID spacing, we are allowing our students to take their lunches out of the cafeteria and eat it outside. And then we do have study hall on Wednesdays and on Fridays. All right, school parent communication. Communication with teachers, you can email them, you can call them and leave a message on their phone. If again they do not respond in a timely manner, I would say 2 days, call the office, ask for an administrator, or ask to speak to ask to speak to their counselor. In this case, it would be Mr. Fujigami, and then he can go follow up on, hey, did you get the message? This parent is trying to get in touch with you, and so forth. All right, we have something called a communication folder that every student receives at the beginning of the school year. And in that folder, the students have a lot of information, a lot of forms that need to be filled out by their parents. So it's important for you to ask them after their first day at school, hey, can I see your communication folder? So on the left side, there's information, but on the right side, there are forms that you need to be complete and return to school with your child the next day. And as I spoke earlier, we do have weekly email blasts, which is set up by our PCNC, Mr. Austin Choi. And we ask that you give us your email address so that you can receive these announcements every Friday. If you didn't put it in your information packet that you gave to the school, make sure you give it later, either to the teacher or to the counselor, and we can get you on that email address so you can receive the email blast. And then again, if you haven't had an opportunity to check out our awesome school website, this is the website website address that you are more than welcome to go check out. There's a lot of information. There's the like things that we went over, like our school schedule, any upcoming events, important things to remember, that sort of thing. Go check out our website. All right, planner and online grade support. Okay, it is the responsibility of our students to write the assignments in their planners. Every student is given a planner. It's free, and our teachers requires them to write the assignments in their planners in case our parents want to check up, hey, it says here you have a math assignment, get your math assignment out so you can do it and I can help you, and so forth. Also, we have a student handbook with information regarding all of the school rules, even some school rules that we don't have time to really cover, but it's good for you to know. It has our absent and tardy policies, and also other information that you might want to know as a parent. So you ask your child to give their handbook to you so you can just kind of review it a little. All right, our grades will be communicated to you folks via Infinite Campus. And the Infinite Campus is a statewide system where it has information about you, information about your child, and then it also has their schedule, and it also has their grades. All right, so you as a parent will be receiving a login for Infinite Campus and the password to get on to see how your child is doing. And it will be mailed home to you in about 3 weeks, because right now we don't have the information in our system yet for our incoming sixth graders. It happens after the official enrollment count, which is in about 3 weeks. For our new seventh and eighth graders, you should have already received information through emails from our registrar. If you have not, call the office and let us know, and then we can get you the information that you need.
Sorry, Principal Victor. This is up next, and this is my slide too.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so thank you for that, Principal Victor. Here at Call on the Call, we do want to recognize, and celebrate all the positive behaviors that we see in students. We like to publicly recognize them for all the great things that they do. But within that, parents need to sign that publication authorization form, or we wouldn't be able to list the student's name within our newsletters, or even within our bulletin board, or potentially even our yearbook. Yeah, so I think when that form does get to you, please sign that to give us authorization to celebrate our student success. And these are various ways of how we celebrate or recognize students throughout the year. We will continue with our BRAT-free, which means students that have no behavior referrals, absence, tardies, can qualify for a free dress day, which means they can come to school and wear, I guess, regular clothes, not their school uniform. But this is highly monitored and strictly enforced. So we do, again, just want to recognize those that had shown us the appropriate behaviors to earn this opportunity. We also do recognize quarterly elite warriors, which is recommended by the team that the student is on. We do quarterly honor rolls, perfect attendance, AR awards, and then also we do binder checks through AA, and those that meet the requirements for the binder checks or the binder organizational goals can potentially qualify for a free dress day as well. And like I said, our uniforms, we highly encourage our students. It's actually, we want them in uniform all the time, along with their school IDs, because that's a safety concern for us, or a safety preventative measures. It's easily identifiable if all of our students are in school uniform. If they're not, then we know that these guys or the students are visitors on campus, and we need to either escort them off campus or ask them to check it into the office so that we could assist them appropriately. But we want all students in uniform while they're on campus. It can't be modified in any way. The school logo should be visible, meaning that we ask students not to wear a hoodie with another design over their school uniform, just again for the safety reasons. They can wear a sweater, however they got to put the school uniform over the sweater so that we can see the shirt and the logo, so we know that that's our student here at KMS. In the past, we used to offer school loaners. We have a limited supply, and due to COVID, we are actually just letting the students hold on to it if they needed a loaner at that time. And again, due to COVID, that's why we had adjusted this uniform rule. If we do not have a loaner in your child's size, we're gonna call you to ask you to bring their school uniform to school. Yeah, and again, our KMS IDs for students should be visible and worn at all times.
Mr. Lee, can I add to that, please?
Sure.
All right, so Mr. Lee talked a little bit about our loaner uniforms. These loaner uniforms are not brand new. They were donated to our school from past parents with students for their children who went on to high school. So they're not brand new, but they are perfectly clean. They're washed, and they're not bad shape. They're not in bad shape, but so like Mr. Vice Principal Lee shared, we're letting them. It's not really a loaner. We're gonna give it to them because of COVID, but I don't want to have to interrupt you in your work or whatever your busy day. So just make sure that they come to school with their uniform, so we can avoid all of this. Another thing that comes up a lot is their the pants that they wear, the shorts that they wear. And when I talk about their pants, I'm talking about their jeans. A lot of the kids nowadays, they wear jeans with the pukas, and it's cool. And I know they want to be like, yeah, that's right, kind of thing. But a lot of times, the pukas or the holes in their jeans are higher than they should be. So we ask that you make sure if your child does have one of those jeans, designer jean thing going, make them put their hands to their side. And if the holes are higher than their middle finger in length, please don't let them bring it to school. Please don't let them wear it to school because we're gonna just turn around and send them home or ask you to come to school with an appropriate jeans or pants. And also some of the shorts that our girls like to wear, not so much our boys, but our girls, they're pretty high shorts, meaning they go past their middle finger measurement too as well. So please make sure if your children, boy or girl, wearing shorts to school, make sure they put their hands to their side and it does not pass their middle finger in length. If it does, then it's inappropriate. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you for that clarification, Principal Victor. Um, we talked a little bit about attendance and tardies. Due to this past year of COVID and potentially students participating through virtual learning majority of last school year, we know that attendance is important. School students that are in school all the time, research has shown that they've been more successful, not only in their middle school years, but moving forward to high school and the graduation rate, along with college success. So that's why we stress attendance. And even within the school time, we do have our tardy policy. So in the beginning of school, we want students to arrive by 8 o'clock. If they arrive after 8 o'clock, they must report to the office for a tardy slip. Students that are tardy and not in their seat to start class and be ready when school starts or when the bell rings for the next period or the next module. It shows our teachers that they are not ready to learn. Yeah. So we want them to be prompt. We want them to be timely. And that way we can honor everybody's time. Some potential consequences for those that are repeat offenders or consistently tardy maybe lunch detention or potentially after school, before or after school detention as well. So please stress attendance and being prompt and timely with your child, so that is one component that ensures student success as well. In regards to our cell phones, our personal cell phones for our students are not to be used on campus during school time. If they are using it before and after school, that's fine. We get it. We live in the 21st century world. A lot of our kids do have access to a cell phone. So we get that. But to encourage learning and I guess academic success, we want our students to put away their cell phones to avoid any type of distractions that may occur within the school day. Yeah. So students must turn off their phones before the school day starts. If students are video recording each other, it is a Chapter 19 offense, and the phone would be confiscated at that time, where students would have parents would be asked to come into the school to pick it up. If students are videotaping each other, it is also a FERPA violation. So we have guidelines about that as well. The phone should be kept out of sight. Using the phone as a music player, to play video games, or even as a calculator is not allowed. We do have tools, learning tools in the classroom that provide for this. So in most of our classes, we have laptops for our students, which they can access these electronic or technical based tools for learning. But along with that, consequences for this, especially the phone, would be confiscated and then returned at the end of the day for first-time offenders. For second-time offenders, we would call the parent to come pick up the phone for their child. Yeah. So yeah. For our parking lots, so in Principal Victor's message or letter over the summer, she has shared that our school is going through a lot of construction. There are a lot of areas of a parking lot that are fenced off. So not our faculty and staff are not cannot access it, and we have limited space in regards to parking. And we ask that you guys be mindful of that when you guys drop off and pick up your child. So we will have 2 lanes open for parents to drive through to drop off their child. There will be a 3rd lane open too for staff and cars that are coming through to just pass by. We highly suggest you guys do not drop off your child on Funchal Street. The reason is, one, it is a safety concern if a car stops in the middle of Funchal Street just to drop off their child. Secondly, it is a violation, from our understanding at least, from HPD. So if they are around the area, they may pull you over for just stopping on the side of Funchal Street, as it is supposed to have continuous traffic flow. As you drop off your kid as well, within our school parking lot, please be aware or alert of students that are crossing by or even moving cars in the 3rd lane. We do have 2 school security attendants that are patrolling our campus from 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., which will help provide safety for all of our students. We ask that you guys don't park in our faculty and staff parking stalls, again, as we are already limited in the space that we have. If you are visiting midday, or if you have to pick up your child midday for doctor's appointments or whatever, that is fine, as long as it's not something that is lengthy, I guess, here on campus. And also, for various safety reasons, we ask that all students leave our campus by 3 p.m. Unless they have other school-related type activities on campus after 3 p.m. The reason is we do have a lot of construction again, and then also some of our neighborhood visitors come through our campus, which may cause a safety concern. So we don't want any of your kids or our students at risk. So we advise you guys to pick up your child as soon as possible. So at this time, I kind of wanted to share also our parent involvement and community engagement. This is the earlier I stated that part of our Title I funds that we receive, we as a school want to encourage parent and community engagement. And part of our Board of Education policy, there's a parent policy component, and it states that we want to build meaningful communication between home and school. We want to promote and support responsible parenting. We want to support student learning. We welcome parent volunteers and parent support. We truly want to be partners in school decision making when it involves bigger components within the school. And we do want to collaborate with our community resource to provide opportunities to extend our students' learning. So at this time, I would like to invite Mr. Austin Choi to share a little bit more about the PCNC and how we will meet the Title I parent involvement and engagement and community involvement engagements.
All right. Hello. Thank you, Vice Principal Lee. Aloha, everyone. My name is Austin Choi. Hi. I am the Parent Community Networking Center, or PCNC for short, I am also the person who has been sending you emails about the upcoming events. So that was me. Hello. As PCNC, I am responsible for keeping you folks, the parents and guardians of Kawananakoa, informed and involved with the school. I'm also going to work to be planning some events to keep you folks engaged with the school, so definitely be on the lookout for those. You can basically think of me as a bridge that connects you and the school, hence the wonderful picture of a bridge on the slide. So you may be thinking to yourselves that there is a lot of information about the school. How can you keep up to date with all these different things throughout the school year? I wanted to share three main communication avenues that we have and things that you can do to stay in the loop during the school year. So first of all, we have our weekly KMS updates, which were mentioned before. This is basically a PDF newsletter that I email to all parents and guardians at the end of each week. If you registered your email with the school, you should automatically be on the email list. Our first KMS update is actually going to be sent out tomorrow toward the end of the day, so please look forward to that. If you or a family member would like to be added to our email list, or if you did not receive any of my previous communications, you can go ahead and send me an email. My contact info is at the bottom of the slide, austin.choi@k12.hi.us. The KMS updates are also posted on the school website, which is my second point. The second way that you can stay updated with school news is, of course, by checking our school website, as Principal Victor mentioned before. There's a bunch of resources on there. We got announcements, upcoming events, a bunch of different stuff. So definitely bookmark it if you have not already. And the last way that you can stay in the loop of all things happening is through our social media. We at Kawananakoa, all right, we are very hip, very in with the kids, all right? So we have two social media accounts. We have an Instagram and a Twitter. You can find us at Kawananakoa MS on both platforms. Definitely check it out. Give us a follow if you would like. We post flyers for upcoming events, recaps of past events, recognition of students and teachers, highlights of school activities, and much, much more. So those are the three main ways that you can stay involved with your child's education throughout the school year and stay up to date. As a reminder, as a parent, you are a partner in your child's education, and we want to work together with you this school year. I want to encourage you to remain involved, stay informed, and if you have any questions about anything that's happening at all, please feel free to send me an email. Again, my contact info is at the bottom of the slide there. I'll try my best to answer your questions or connect you with someone who can. I'm looking forward to working with you folks this school year. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Rhea.
Yep. Thank you for that, Mr. Choi. Another opportunity for our families to connect with our school is through our KMS PTSA. And we have one of our KMS PTSA representative, James Kaita, to share a little bit more about how PTSA looks like at our school.
Well, hello everybody. It's one of the most exciting times of the year for me, basically because we get to push our kids back into school, which I know they are very well taken care of in very good hands. So what PTSA is a Parent Teacher Student Association. We are a 501 nonprofit organization. We are a local unit of the Hawaii State PTSA as well as a member of the National PTA. So what that means is that we have guidelines and scopes that we follow to enhance your child's educational needs at our school. So we support all students, faculty, and staff in many different ways, which I'll be talking about a little bit in the next couple of slides. So as it says, every child but one voice. So our current president is Amanda Miyataki, hard at work, registering kids at another school, awesome, dedicated person. You got myself, I'm James, the vice president of programs. Our vice president for membership is Jolene Sato, and she's done an excellent job. I'll go into that a little bit more because we want to boost our membership at least 10 to 50% every year, and she has done a great job at doing that. Our Ways and Means vice president is Mav O'Connell. She's done an awesome job at raising funds and fundraising. That's what release and means are. Nicole Ishida is our secretary. She records everything we say and makes sure we do what we say we are going to do. So Kemi Nakasone, she's our treasurer. She makes sure the checks and balances are there for all of our financial needs and concerns. As you met, Austin Choi, he's our PCNC. We have our teachers, our representative teachers. That's Joniana Mahi and Miss B, as you guys don't know, but it's Katie Boran. Our administrative personnel, it would be our principal, Ms. Ronnie Victor. Our vice principal would be BB Davis and Brandon Lee. So that's up our board. So where do we make a difference? This is the coolest part of what I do. So as far as faculty and technology improvements, if there's ever a shortfall and our teachers and faculty need assistance, this is where the PTSA steps in and we try to fill these gaps. What we try to do is we have fundraisers throughout the year, those funds, and we fund those projects as much as we can. So the career and job shadowing, we actually help coordinate going out, getting people to come in, or having people accept our students for job shadowing, so they can see what's up there and help them guide them through what they might want to do for college career, or if they want to just go straight into the job market. We're giving them that opportunity to see that. The reflection is very important. This is the very first program of the year. This is where we get our students to get involved in the arts and crafts. So whether it's dance, writing, or making pottery, writing a poem, writing a story. This is where we get the students involved and get the teachers to help and guide them and get them into the program. Just get them interested in the educational curriculum. And also we have cyber camp. So we also help fund some of the activities for that. Then we have field trip transportation. So basically, the cost of bus transportation going to somewhere to make sure your child or children are safe getting to their destination for these field trips costs money. If there's a shortfall in the budget as a PTSA fundraising event or just supporting this event, we actually help fund the transportation of the field trips. The culture exchange project is another program that we get involved with, and school activities. This is where we get a lot of, I guess, more like KMS Fest. The other activities we have on campus, and we go ahead and put together, and we help fund this event so all the kids across KMS can enjoy these activities, and this is where they bond. The middle school is the most important place where social bonding is taking place.
Sorry, thank you for that, James. I just wanted to circle back. I think we didn't get to honor or recognize our parent representatives as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I totally flaked out on that. So we have Leilin Comino, who's our 6th grade parent representative. Our 7th grade parent representative is Flo Sugitan, and for our 8th graders is Erin Lee. So these are the people that you might want to get to know, because they have interconnectivity with the PTSA and they have the inner knowledge of what we are doing for the entire student body.
Thank you for that, James.
Sorry about that. So this is how we can make a difference. We have volunteering. We have many events such as campus beautification or any other activity. We love to see parents getting involved with the kids. The kids see you getting involved, they will follow. Then we have donate. Donations help raise us money so we can fund other activities for the students. Becoming a PTSA member, I can't stress how vital that is, because the stronger our numbers are, the better we can put our mission up forward to our students. The easiest way to do this is to fill out a form, either hard copy or download it at www.quantacoalptsa.org. The fees for this is a $15 single membership or $20 family membership. So basically, if you have 2 or more students, $20 will cover you. So you don't have to pay 15, 15, 15. Everybody participating with PTSA really makes a difference. That's one of our events that we had. This was a fundraiser, which we held. I guess on your screen on your left, the person on the second from the left, that's our president, Amanda. And this is our staff and PTA board members, part in action, sorting out all of our goodies that we handed out that day.
Before we close, I just wanted to make a little comment about our PTSA board. They are awesome people, and they do their best to help us meet your children's needs at school. For instance, one year it was super hot, unbelievable record temperature. So they got involved and they bought fans for every single classroom. And they also, other ways they help us out is they pay for buses if they're needed for field trips, which is very costly. So if you can and have the time to get involved with them, I would recommend that you do that because they're such a good bunch of parents. I mean, not only that, the meetings are fun. It's not all serious stuff, but it's a great place to be. And if you can't afford it, please get involved. All right. So now in closing, we would like to thank you, say mahalo to all of you for supporting your child's learning by first attending this parent orientation. Looking forward to a spectacular school year, especially looking forward to meeting all of you and your children. If you can, we ask that you complete this survey and evaluation. It's an opportunity to ask questions that you might have as well, that form. So please fill it out if you can after this ends. All right, so here we have Prince David Kawananakoa and his legacy, our school. We are very proud to be part of this awesome learning facility. Ohana, thank you. I like to stress that because we are all family, and I am very honored, and I know our vice principals as well are very honored and privileged to serve you, our parents, and especially to serve our students here at Kawananakoa. So thank you for being part of our great team. And welcome to our family, guys. Welcome to our Ohana. Thank you so much for your time. I thank all the panelists for participating. Good job, guys, and have a good evening. Thanks.